What's up guys, welcome back to UXS Academy, and today we will be having a discussion on Mega Hawlucha and where we think the points for its stat distribution, the plus 100, is going to be going. So from the trailer that I've seen, everything points to Mega Hawlucha getting a defense boost. From the Machamp karate chopping its shoulder and it not even budging, that can only signal that Mega Hawlucha will be gaining a significant buff to its defense stat. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the description. So right here it says, energy from Mega Evolution has pumped up the muscles in Hawlucha's body, enhancing not only its attack but also its defense. And if we scroll down here, it says it clinches victory using its powerful flying press. Now, historically, flying press has been a bad move. I'm not sure if we're going to see a rework to it. I hope it does receive a rework because currently flying press has a pretty bad super effective move pool hit. Like, for example, if you use flying press against a rock type, it's not going to be super effective because the rock type resists flying type moves, and you'd be better off just running close combat or another fighting type move like high jump kick. The only thing that can make flying press better is if it is reworked to be super effective based off of the individual typings alone. For example, let's take a look at Aerodactyl, right? Flying press would be neutral against Aerodactyl because Aerodactyl is a rock and flying type. But if we look at something like Golem, Graveler, or Geodude, flying press should be super effective because it's a part fighting type, and the flying part should just be disregarded. Flying press should check to see if the opponent is weak to either flying or fighting moves, not a combination of both. That would be the rework that I would hope to see for Mega Hawlucha's signature move. Otherwise, without a rework like that, it will once again fade into obscurity because nobody uses this move. Now the next one says, before Mega Evolving, Hawlucha would sometimes let its guard down as it became caught up in parading its flashy moves, but with newfound confidence in its own defensive capabilities, it can now show off again and again to both its opponent and its trainer. It lifts up both hands and spreads its wings, constantly putting on its beauty and tough pectoral muscles on full display. So everything about Mega Hawlucha is signifying a defense boost, and it did say up here that it's going to receive an attack boost as well. So let's go ahead and get right into the calculation. Again, we're going to go ahead and use this area down here for a stat subtractor. So these are the 100 stat points, and when we deplete them all, it will be at 0. Now looking at Hawlucha's stat spread, it's got pretty average stats with an above average speed stat, but right off the bat, we already know we're going to be seeing a boost to attack and defense. So let's see here. I'd be willing to bet that Mega Hawlucha gets at least base 100 defense. So we're gonna go ahead and subtract 25 from our pool down here. It's gonna leave us with 75 points, and we're going to boost its defense stats to 100. Now I don't think Hawlucha is going to receive a speed increase at all because it does have moves such as agility in its move pool, and it's already sitting pretty high at 366 speed. So I really don't think that Game Freak is going to give Hawlucha a speed increase at all. They might decrease it, but I think they would just leave the speed stat alone, if I'm being completely honest. There's no reason to touch it. It's at a perfect speed tier right now. It's not too broken, it's not too slow. Mega Hawlucha is probably going to continue to be at 118 speed. Now for the rest of the stat distribution, we know it's going to get an attack boost. I would say that we might see an attack stat of maybe at least 140. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm just gonna go ahead and add 50 points here. That's gonna leave us with 25 in the bank. And I don't know if we're going to see an increase in special defense. We probably might see a small increase. We might actually see a decrease in special attack as well. So for the sake of this, I'm going to go ahead and bring it down to 60. That gives us 14 more points to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and actually add that to special defense. And now we're sitting at 77. So with the remaining 25 stat points that we have left, I think it wouldn't be too crazy to actually just go ahead and bump the defense stat up to 105. And with 20 points left, the best case scenario would be to see Mega Hawlucha with a special defense stat of 97. So with an adamant nature and maxed out attack, we're sitting at 421. It's kind of ironic, 142 attack, maxed out is 421. And of course, you know, if we run a Jolly Nature with max speed, it's going to be sitting at 366. Oh, it's actually 368. I was mistaken. Hawlucha's fast as hell. 368 speed. I'm not sure why I thought it was 366. I think I used to run 366 for a specific scenario, but you learn something new every day. I was not aware that Hawlucha has actually 2 points higher in what I thought its speed was. 368 speed is an amazing speed tier. Game Freak definitely shouldn't touch this at all. They might slow it down just a little bit because it looks a bit bulkier and it probably would be a bit slower, but competitively speaking, I don't see a single reason why they would need to lower its speed stat at all. And if they did, I don't think it would be anything lower than 364, but I don't see them dropping the speed stat at all. But 368 speed with 383 attack off of a Jolly Nature is pretty insane, considering that this thing is going to be getting a defense boost and it has access to Swords Dance and stuff like that, Roost, all of that. So this would be the best case scenario for Mega Hawlucha. I don't think, I mean, they might not subtract from its special attack. They might just leave it, but we've seen again and time again, they've done stuff like Mega Beedrill where they've incredibly min-maxed mons. But Hawlucha has to be, Mega Hawlucha has to be better than Hawlucha to justify running a Mega Stone over the usual Unburdened sets, because Hawlucha typically runs Grassy Seed, Electric Seed, White Herb, Citrus Berry, and it activates as Unburdened and becomes insanely fast. But you need to consume an item to actually get mileage out of Hawlucha. So Mega Hawlucha has to justify running a Mega Stone over regular Hawlucha. So I do think that they're going to give it a pretty decent buff to its stats, and we're probably going to see something similar to this. So if you guys have any thoughts, opinions, or disagreements, I am more than welcome and open to hearing them in the comment section, because I enjoy these kind of debates and topics, speculations. We're about a month and some change left away from Legends Zod dropping, so even though we saw with Legends Arceus, the stats that were in the game were kind of different from the stats of the ones in the main game, so we probably won't get a good read on the Mega stats until Pokemon Champions drops, which will be next year, January 2026, but that will be a topic for an upcoming video in a future drop. So like I said, thanks for watching. Hit the comment section, let me know how you guys think, what you guys feel about Mega Hawlucha's stat distribution and what you think it'll be, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. I will see you later. Peace out.